Michelle, are you ready?
I was born ready.
She's an award-winning author, speaker, and podcast host who serves on the National Faith Advisory Council. She supported Donald J. Trump for president before it was cool, from her she shed in her beautiful backyard. This is the Michelle Moore Show.
Trophies have turned to rust. People have let me down. Who can I trust? I found earth's riches, but I lost my own worth. When I hit rock bottom, to whom else could I turn? It's all for nothing if it's not all for you, all for you. I'm merely existing if I'm not existing to worship you. 'Cause kingdoms fall and reigns will end, empires crumble and left in ruins. It's all for nothing if it's not all for you. My trust, I found heaven's riches when you told me my worth. You alone give words of life. To whom else could I turn? It's all for nothing if it's not all for you, all for you. I'm merely existing if I'm not to worship you. 'Cause kingdoms fall, reigns will end, empires crumble and left in ruins. It's all for nothing if it's not all for you, Jesus. This life is a vapor, just a breath away. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, we all return to clay. Let my life be a drink offering. Hold me out any way that you please. Without you, Jesus, it's all for nothing. It's all for nothing if it's not all for you, all for you. I'm merely existing if I'm not existing to worship you. 'Cause kingdoms fall, reigns will end, empires crumble and left in ruins. It's all for nothing if it's not all for you, Jesus.
Hi, I'm so glad that you're with us today. I was looking at the chat, the live chat, and I want to remind everybody, Melissa's prayer calls, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, She's on the West Coast time frame, so it's 8 a.m. her time, and it's 10 a.m. Central time. I got to tell you, I've been on numerous calls. They are absolutely incredible. Make sure that you tune in. You can always look in our Rumble show descriptions on the Michelle Moore Show channel. I think it's every Monday when we have Mark on at least. I don't know if producer Ron's putting it in the show description of every show or if it's just Mondays. But as you can see here in the lower third, it gives you the details, the phone number to call in. It's super easy to join. All you got to do is call the number and it'll walk you through. But I got to tell you, she is so wise in the stuff that she shares. I learned so much about the things of the spirit, especially in joining these calls. I love, love, love them. Highly, highly recommend joining the calls. So producer Ron says Monday shows it's always in Monday shows description. So thank you. All right. Well, we got Lieutenant Mark Taylor with us today. I'm excited about that. I want to also tell you we got some big news. The new Godly Granny website soft launch was today. So if you check it out, make sure to, tell me what you think. It's a soft launch because like everything else, you got to kind of work out the bugs, but it's looking gorgeous. Looks completely different. We've been working on this for 2-3 months, and I'm excited about it. Spoke with Jenica from North Carolina, and I have an update for you. So after our time with Mark, we'll go through the update. We got a few things that she covered with me this morning that I'd like to share with you. And so, she lives in North Carolina, in Swannanoa, and that's who we've been working with. She was here on Friday. That's who we work with taking the donations, which we did over $250,000 of viewer donations to go toward food and all that. We went last week. It was our 10th trip and our final trip. But I did speak with her, and I want to give you some updates. So I'll do that after our time with Lieutenant Mark Taylor. Mark and I have a lot to cover, so let's go on ahead and bring him in, and let's get started. Hello, Lieutenant Mark Taylor.
Hi, thank you for having me on.
Oh, thanks for being here. You doing good?
Hanging in there.
Okay, now, all right, I've got some things I want to cover with you right out the gate, okay? The first one is this whole Dick Cheney thing. I don't know if the viewers have seen this. I'm sure some have, some probably haven't. So Dick Cheney, who, by the way, Kathy O'Brien described in her book as being the most evil, horrific man or person that she had ever been exposed to. And that she was exposed to quite a few evil people, okay? So, but when you read the book, you hear her say this and explain it. But take a listen. He died on November the 3rd, which was last week, but listen to all the symbolism and the links to 9/11. Very interesting.
Okay.
Someone put this whole thing into ChatGPT, and the odds of this being a coincidence are 1 in several trillion. I'm going to say a few things here without saying them. You're going to have to put the pieces together. Listen to this. Dick Cheney, who was the vice president during 9/11, who we have pictures of watching the attacks, the towers collapse, on the TV in his office, he passes away November 3rd. The next day, the UPS flight 2976 crashes. The FBI's website says that 2,976 people passed away on 9/11. So there's a bit of a strange 9/11 connection there. The plane that crashed was the MD-11, which in gematria does reduce down to 9/11, but it was retired 11 years and 9 days before the date of the crash. It was reported by the mayor of Louisville that 9 people perished and 11 were injured from the UPS crash. This isn't coincidence, it's choreography. Now, this mayor of New York now, Ma'am Danny, was born October 18th, 1991. From his birth to Trump's inauguration, 33 years. You know how long the towers stood before they fell? 33 years. And that UPS jet, it reached only 175 feet. Same as Flight 175, which was the second plane on 9/11. They said that same plane had a 33% load factor. That's not a pattern, that's a program. Some people say the simulation repeats itself until you wake up. The odds of this being a whoopsie-daisy coincidence are pretty much impossible. And if it's not a coincidence, then it's part of a plan. And if it's part of a plan, that is shocking. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
All right, Mark. What in the world? We've seen this on so many things too, by the way.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been. I saw the plane crash. I even showed it on social media. We played it on ATCAN. to me, it's indicative of more things crashing, and we've had a lot of planes crash under Trump's tenure here, a lot. And so I think it's indicative of more ministries going down, more corporations going down. But to get into the 9/11 stuff, God has not really shown me anything on that. However, not to say that's not correct, because it sure sounded like it is.
Sure, sure. I thought it was interesting, but I'm so glad I asked you about it because I didn't think about, we have throughout this year talked a lot about airplanes, and you
Yeah.
have said these are signs. Something's going on here.
Yeah.
And so, wow, I'm so glad I brought it up. All right. The second thing I had for you is the voter that we got a video here shows him trying to provide his ID when he's trying to vote.
Yeah.
You know where this is going. Let's take
yeah.
a look. Let's take a look.
So you don't want my ID? How do you know it's me then?
We can look it up by
I
manual.
could just give you a fake name.
We can give you up by manual.
Signature, we check signatures.
Yeah, we're not,
So if you don't check-
not supposed to give you ID.
But
Unless
if you don't
it's
check
asked.
ID, how are you going to know this is our signature?
Manual entry. No worries.
We have the signature on file.
Oh,
Show
interesting.
him when he signs. When he
When you
signs,
say
show him.
first three letters of your last name?
You got it, right?
First three letters of your last name?
No,
I give you my ID. Why don't
I
you
know,
use
but just first three letters of your last name, sir.
it? Shit, you guys making this difficult.
We're not making it
UDD.
difficult at all.
Is he giving you his ID to look at?
Yeah, I gave it to him. so
Okay,
you can
give it
use
to him.
So you
Give
can
it.
use
We're not
it.
supposed to
No,
ask
we're not
for
supposed
it.
But I'm giving it to
I
you
know.
so that it's easy
You're
for you to.
absolutely right. You're absolutely
Because I
right.
could be somebody who's just pretending to be somebody.
You're absolutely right.
I don't think you
We're
want me
not
to pretend.
supposed to ask.
It
We're
doesn't
not
matter.
supposed to ask for identification.
How do you know it's the right person?
We have a signature on file.
I get it, but if I'm giving you my ID, it's so that you can verify for sure it's me.
I found him by his date of birth.
Who? Oh, you found him?
Yeah, by his date of birth.
That was on that table. I'm here now with this gentleman.
Start over. Go to manual entry. Put in his birthday. That's how I found him.
Okay. Put in his date of birth.
Just trying to make it easy for you guys.
Understand? We were told.
I don't care what you were
we
told. I'm
were
making it
not
easier for you
allowed
guys.
to ask.
But I'm giving you guys my
If
ID,
you
so
put it in front of my face, I'm gonna take
I'm not gonna.
it.
Obviously, I'm not gonna do that. I'm telling you. Do you need my ID? Here's my ID. Take it. Use it. That's what it's for. Identification. To identify who I am, if I'm the right person or not.
Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. 8114.
Well, isn't this one more thing that we haven't fixed yet?
Yes.
And we're rounding the corner into the midterms, which I'll get into some more of that here in a little while. But we still have not fixed the electoral process. Look, even when my county, which is a rural county here in Florida, when I go to vote, I put the stuff into the electronic machine. It takes the ballot, it spits the ballot back out, and does not even confirm what my vote was. And I've even asked them, how do I know where my vote went? Oh, it went. Oh, it went. That's just it. Oh, it went. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Where's the dang verification? There is no verification. So this entire process is so corrupt to the core, it's not even funny, and we have yet to fix it.
Yeah. And still using machines.
Still using the machines. Why wasn't it fixed during the first term? We wouldn't have gone through all this with Biden if it had been fixed in the first term. That's just me.
Yeah. It's very concerning.
Yep.
And we know that these machines hook up to the internet, and we know it's very easy for this stuff to happen. And if it hooks up to the internet, that really insinuates and shows us also that it can be that the machines and what's going on with the votes can be easily manipulated.
Oh, but your vote counted. Your vote counted. It's okay. Your vote counted.
Yeah. Yeah. Patricia says in California, there's no ID verification either.
Yep.
Cindy says on YouTube, this is how it is in New York City. No ID, and they use machines.
Yeah.
Are you believing this?
So this mayor got in legit. You'll never convince me in a million years that they voted for this guy in.
But now he's in. This is insane.
Right. He's in. So,
In the
here
United
we go.
States.
Here we go with we have to teach the people and show the people another lesson here again, I guess, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So there was an Oval Office an Oval Office press conference that happened, and another person passes out. Let's take a look.
But today we. Oh, you okay? Gordon, you okay? Yeah.
We're going to break away for just a moment as the White House addresses what.
Okay, so we covered this the other day, but I know we haven't covered it on this show yet. But here's the thing: there's more than one layer of revelation to some of this. And I know some people are saying that this is indicative of the pharmaceutical companies going down. I get that. But this is also on another level. We don't know. We have to go to the root in a prophetic incident like this, because this is very prophetic, by the way. You interpret that like you do a dream. You have to go to the root. What was the root cause of this guy passing out? Now, some people are going to say, well, this was fake. It was staged. It was a movie. I'm sick of hearing it. You know, whatever. Nobody's got any proof, right? Was it the vaccine that caused this guy? Because he was the CEO of Eli, or he was part of Eli Lilly's upper echelon. The CEO was at the podium. But this guy, Gordon, whatever it is, he is a part of their upper echelon. Did he take the vaccine? Was that the vaccine? How many people have taken the vaccine that we've seen pass out on national television, whether it's sports figures, whether it's movie stars, whether it's somebody standing at the podium in a city council meeting, and all of a sudden they just drop right there. So we don't know what the root cause. But my thing is this: what I believe what God is saying here with President Trump is, because these vaccines, this is now coming to a timely. We're going to show some of that as we get into the show here, this timing of this, because I've been saying he's in trouble as far as the, when we get the crescendo of or the pinnacle of the death curve. I think what we're fixing to see right here is what God is saying. This is now coming within arm's reach of you, Mr. President. That's what I think God is saying in a lot of this. I don't care if it was staged. I don't care what it is. Nobody's got any proof of that. What was the root cause of why this gentleman passed out? We're never going to know, because it's, of course, Privacy Act. But the point is, that's what I believe is going on here. And also, Michelle, this is what happens when you light a candle in the Oval Office and let those entities in the Oval Office.
Yeah. I hate to say it. It's ugly, but you're right. That's right. That's
this is what happens when you light a candle and these demonic entities are now allowed into the Oval Office. So...
Aqua Girl is saying that he's a citizen that fainted, but he's not a farmer rep. He wasn't somehow. I don't know why he would be in there then. I don't know, Aqua Girl. So who was he? He's just a citizen. So that doesn't. I don't know how he would be in there then. So here in Illinois, Northern Illinois, no ID required. We do have paper ballots, though. This is interesting. Shorebird 98 says the signatures on the machines at the polls are ridiculous. They don't even look anything like my actual signature, but they're supposed to suffice as an identification. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Shorebird is saying that they don't eat, but it's so crazy. Then why even have it? That's insane. All right, we'll keep going. And Aqua Girl, producer Ron, look for her response. I'm interested in this about who the man was that fainted.
Well, he called him Gordon. In the video, he said, Gordon, you okay?
Yeah. So. Okay. Alternatives to shots. Y'all, there's some stuff going on. Have you seen this about the ostriches? And so this is insane. So listen to this lady explain that they found some alternatives to shots and a way to neutralize, is the word, the C19 variants. Okay. And listen to how she explains that the lab they had been working with got shut down for communication and everything with them. Listen to what's going on here.
It's been he has 36 plus worldwide patents. This is not new research. And so we started working with him and our herd of ostriches here. And we were looking at developing the alternative to vaccinations, working with natural antibody solutions to create resilience in your own body for virus threats and disease. And we were very successful. So we already had COVID-19. We have scientific proof and data that we were able to neutralize the COVID-19 variants, not block them, actually cure it, neutralize it. And this is all just through lozenges or nasal sprays. And so that was very exciting. But the lab that we were working with at the time actually got shut down. Immediately after all of our robust antibody research results came back in, Frederic Leduc, a lab, Immune Biosolutions in Quebec, got shut down and had to sign an NDA and was no longer allowed to talk to us.
Something's going on. And so don't know if you know this, but there was apparently an ostrich farm. Now, I'm not sure if it's this lady's farm or what the situation is. I'm not sure whose farm it is, but it was caught on video by good people. But those ostriches, however dozens were at this farm, were all massacred. And I believe it was Friday night into Saturday morning. So we're looking into more about that, but there's something going on here with all of this and some breakthroughs with the neutralizing not only of the C19 variants, but other issues as well. And so can't have that because, then Big Pharma wouldn't make big money.
Nope.
So they got to stop that. And of course, then it could potentially also shut down turbo cancer, what many people are calling turbo cancer. Of course, this is something we never even heard before 5.5, 6 years ago. Let's take a look at what this viral immunologist has to say. Let's listen.
This is new. Something new is happening. Is also seeing it in 40 to 45-year-olds.
Wrong video, producer Ron. So it's
what I've seen way too much of, and it does cause me very serious concern, is we're seeing people who had cancers that were in remission or that were being well controlled, and their cancers have gone completely out of control after getting the vaccine. And what we do know with the vaccine causes at least a temporary drop in T cell numbers, and those T cells are part of our immune system, and they're the critical weapons that our immune system has to fight off cancerous cells. So there's a potential mechanism there, and all I can say is I've had people contact me with way too many of these reports for me to feel comfortable. I do feel that's probably, I would say, my newest major safety concern, and it's also the one that is going to be by far the most underreported in any adverse event database, because if somebody's had a cancer before the vaccine, there's no way public health officials will ever link it to the vaccine. But what we're seeing is oncology teams that had pushed the cancers into remission or were keeping them well controlled can no longer control them after the vaccine.
One thing I'm noticing, Mark, and it's over and over and over again, and it's a million different ways. It's underreporting. We cannot rely on any of these stats on just about anything.
No.
And it includes SIDS. It includes, it's just across the board.
Economy. You can't rely on any of this stuff coming out right now, it seems like.
That's a great point. I'm just thinking about the medical stuff, but you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this gentleman, I thought this was very interesting. So Lieutenant Mark Taylor, here on the Michelle Moore Show for months now, has been talking about a new pandemic. Y'all that know what I'm talking about. And he's been saying what's the new pandemic, Mark?
Yep, cancer.
And he's been saying this for months. Well, listen to what this gentleman says.
This is new. Something new is happening. Is also seeing it in 40 to 45-year-olds. And this has been described as a non-infectious pandemic of cancers. So we've had a pandemic of an infectious disease. Now we seem to be getting a pandemic of non-infectious disease. Cancer is usually a non-infectious disease. Colleagues of Dr. Sung Song have seen colon cancer, and again, colon cancer, again, associated with older age groups. Now, we do get colon cancer sometimes as a result of genetic abnormality in people in their 30s, 40s, even 20s, tragically. It does happen. But typically that's due to some specific genetic abnormality. Colleagues of Dr. Sung Song are seeing cancers in 8, 10 and 11-year-olds. Again, this is just unheard of. 8, 10 and 11-year-old children developing colon cancer. They're seeing a lot of women in their 30s and 40s with ovarian cancers.
All right, Mark.
He's talking about how this is the pandemic, is the cancer. He's verifying it right there. And so, but he also talked about, is this a non-infectious disease? Now, I'm going to question that a little bit. I'm not questioning him. I'm questioning, is it a non-infectious disease? Because we all know that they're shedding. That the ones who took the vaccine are shedding and now infecting those who are non-vaccinated. So it's actually an infectious disease, almost, if you will.
Yeah. And he's saying the C word that is included in non-infectious diseases,
right,
which includes the C word.
Right.
Okay. So we're talking about the turbo cancer and then now this. I find it very interesting that he's saying, look, again, these are terms and issues that we've never heard before 5.5, 6 years ago, because we're coming up on 6 years now. Can you believe this? This is insane. This is insane.
Yeah. So this is going to get worse before it gets better because we haven't even hit the pinnacle of this death curve yet. Because look, when you go into a hospital, you go into a doctor's office, they're all saying the same thing. They're overworked right now. First responders are overworked because of post-COVID, because of the vaccines, avoid all their strokes, cardiacs, blood clots. It doesn't matter. Any medical emergency, that your first responder. Ask any first responder right now, and they will tell you they're running the wheels off their trucks right now because of this. This is something you're not going to hear from the Trump administration, by the way.
Well, this also reminds me of what Dr. Tenpenny has been saying about, she said 5 years or more before we even get close to being, really seeing a surge.
Yep.
And now guess what? We're starting to see this.
Yep.
Where people like what the 2 videos where we just showed everyone, that's what this is talking about. They're seeing a surge or seeing some trends here that aren't looking very good. And again, they're using terminology we never even heard before 5 years ago or 6 years ago. Aqua Girl did respond. She says, Michelle, he was asked to speak as a guest about the GLP-1 drug. And so is that the Ozempic? And so as a guest of Eli Lilly. And so he was supposed to be somebody that was supposedly taking the drug and passes out right there. It's insane. Regardless, it doesn't matter.
It's still a prophetic sign. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so,
and he passed out. So, and it is awful close to President Trump. So there's a lot going on there. Thank you so much, Aqua Girl, for sharing. Okay, so the next thing is an article. I thought this was interesting. So it says Trump's America First promise, and then there's kind of like a question: is it rhetoric or reality? So the Epstein cover-up, protecting the blackmailers, the Israel First doctrine, a foreign power takes priority. There's a whole lot of stuff on here. Making Argentina great again. The brand is broken, it says.
So this is my thought on this, because, or not my thought, this is the point I want to make in all this, is I've been saying for a long time, I've been getting attacked by people saying I'm being divisive, but I said more and more people are going to start turning on him because of this, especially, and even on the vaccine, they're going to turn on him when the real reality of all of this begins to shake out. But here it is right here. You're seeing this more and more. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, well, this is the left side of MAGA. They're left. No, it's not, guys. I have people on here right now that literally that I can go to, and I can read you how angry people are with this president. Comments that I get every day, whether it's emails, comments on my social media. I'll read one here right here. It says, what the heck, Donald Trump? Really, you are going to say that Americans are happy right now? You have lost touch with your base, Mr. President. You have no earthly idea how the common people are doing and how we have to live paycheck to paycheck. Food prices are higher and the economy is terrible right now. People are losing jobs left and right. Look at Amazon. They just laid off a bunch of people and we're heading to the holiday season now. Where are you getting your information from that Americans are happy? No, we are not happy. We are angry and where our country is headed. What happened to MAGA? Has it now turned into MEGA, like I've been talking about, make everyone else great again? This is what it feels like right now. Everyone is coming first except America. We are burning to the ground with all the radical illegals in this country. And we are drowning in the swamp. What happened to draining the swamp? I want my President Trump back, what we had in his first term. You actually told Hillary she'd be in jail, and now the Epstein case has come to a dead stop. This is absolutely embarrassing. And now they are building a Hindu temple in North Carolina while people are hurting in the state from the Hurricane Helene. I personally don't know what to think anymore. I'm still praying for you and your family, but this is not even close where America needs to be. I'm very disappointed in the commander-in-chief. Again, I miss the president, Donald Trump. We voted for in the first term. We need the Lord. You need the Lord, President Trump. You only need him and Jesus Christ. So, and he goes on and on. It goes on. You're talking about the spiritual advisory board. The point is this, is that people are upset. I could go on and on with some of these comments where people are writing in and they're upset. Now, I know I think we have another video here to play with him talking about the economy. Am I correct? Is that where we're going?
Yep, that's next.
So if that's next, listen to what the president says compared to what you just heard from what most everyone is talking about.
All right, let's listen.
Fake news. What a NBC's gone down the tubes along with most of the rest of them.
Why do you think there's such a disconnect between
Fake news. What a NBC's gone down the tubes along with most of the rest of them.
Why do you think there's such a disconnect between the economy
economy that you're describing day to day and the way many Americans say they're feeling and they're concerned about?
Well, they feel better about our country right now, other than the shutdown, obviously, which is caused by the Democrats, could be ended by the Democrats in 2 minutes. They feel much better. We have more jobs. We just set a record on jobs. You do know that. We have more investment in our country than any country in history. We're over $18 trillion as of this moment, and we're going to be maybe at 20 or 21 trillion by the time I finish up my first year. And there's been no country, China, no country in the world that's done anywhere even close to that number. Your friend Biden, as an example, in 4 years was less than $1 trillion. We'll be at 21 trillion in 1 year. So there's no country that was even close to that, and our country was a laughing stock all over the world. We have more jobs, we have more potential than any other country, and frankly, we're the hottest country right now. Victor said to me before, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. Think of it. We'll have $21 trillion invested. We have auto plants pouring back in. We have AI pouring back in. We're leading China in AI by a lot. We're leading everybody in every category. There's no category that we're in second place. So I just heard this yesterday that Walmart said that the Thanksgiving was 25% more expensive under Biden. That's a big, to me, that's a big number, because Walmart's respected. I mean, Walmart is Walmart, and, you know, they're giving you prices. So that would mean that the whole series of pricing and costs, you know, the groceries and everything else, it was a con job. It was a con job. Affordability, they call it, was a con job by the Democrats. The Democrats are good at a few things: cheating on elections and conning people with facts that aren't true. It was 25%. Walmart just announced it 2 days ago. 25% cheaper this year, will be cheaper to have Thanksgiving than it was a year ago under Sleepy Joe Biden.
Okay, I don't understand, Mark.
Okay, so look, I agree with him on the tariffs. I love the tariffs. I think the tariffs are a great idea. It's just going to take a while for that stuff to kick in. I know there's a lot of investments. What he's saying is that is in fact true. Are Americans happy? That's not true. You just heard from one. Here's another one. I voted for you 3 times. Gas is not going down like it should. Groceries are still high, and you were more worried about overseas than America first. It comes across that way. Just saying. I don't know who you're giving your info. He's giving you your info, but you need others to tell you the real truth. So this is a different ball game. How many arrests have we seen from this administration? 0. 0 arrests. Has the electoral process been fixed? Nope.
No.
Are the illegals out of here? Not even close. We played that thing by J.J. Carroll. We'll get into that later. The point is, there's a lot that's not getting done right now, and people are frustrated. We're going into the holiday season, and let me tell you what's fixing to happen here. Let me go into this just for a second. Let me tell you what's fixing to happen if they keep going down this path. If they keep going down this path and doesn't fix this crap, they're going to take a hit in the midterms.
Oh, yeah.
A massive hit in the midterms, which nobody's talking about right now, a whole lot right now. We're turning the corner here in January. It's going to be full-on midterms at that point. So we are almost a year into this administration, and none of this stuff that has been promised has been taken care of yet. Now, I know people are going to say it's divisive, and Mark's coming across as being angry. No, I'm giving you the facts here, guys, because the fact of the matter is, this is MEGA. This is make everyone else great again. There's peace in the Middle East. Is there peace here in America? No, you can't walk down the street. You can't safely. You can't go. You can't afford gas. You can't afford groceries. So where he's getting this information from is unrealistic. Whoever's feeding him this garbage is unrealistic. Now, who's Victor? I don't know who he's referring to when Victor said that we're the hottest country right now. It may be we may be the hottest country bringing in investments. From that point of view, we probably are. But from the point of view for the middle and lower class being able to afford groceries and gas, forget it. We're not even close. I just saw we're here in Florida. It's bumping still the $4 a gallon mark for diesel. I mean, so we're still close to $3 in some places for gas. It just depends on where you're at in Central Florida. So again, I know this is not there's other states out there other than Florida. So we've already done the survey in our chat before where people are saying, no, it hasn't come down. It's actually going up. So where is he getting the information? Because none of this stuff makes sense, Michelle. None of it.
Yeah. And look, I'm not seeing a difference in my grocery prices at all. So that's another thing I'm very confused about. In fact, the lady even says, the reporter asked him,
A
why
legitimate
what
question.
you're saying. Yeah, she did say, and it was hard to understand her, but she was saying, why is there such a difference between
Disconnect.
and a disconnect between what
Yep.
you're saying versus what the American people are saying? You're saying we're in this great economy. The
Yep.
American people say they're hurting.
That's right. And that was a legitimate question.
Oh, it was
So-
an excellent question.
So, I mean, honestly, and that's very rare from fake news, but it was actually a legitimate question. But the point is, there is a disconnect with him. Because again, you got to remember, guys, all these people that he has surrounded himself with are millionaires and billionaires. These guys don't have a clue what goes on in the middle and lower class. Not the first clue. That's the problem. Look, there's good and bad to having a billionaire as a president. This is kind of the bad side right here because he's having to rely on others to tell him what's going on with the lower middle class. The problem is with the gatekeepers, they're not allowing this information coming from the American people to get to him. Why? Because they're trying to feed his ego. Oh, Mr. President, the economy is the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah, I can't afford my groceries or gas. Now, that will change. I'm sure that will change. But don't sit. But what people are frustrated with, Michelle, is hearing this right now when people are hurting the most right now. And we're coming into the holiday season here.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. This morning, though, he had a truth post out that I took a look at that I wanted to ask you about. Okay. In it, he was talking about using some of the tariff money to be able to put toward. This is not it, Ron. I'm not showing it. He was talking about using it or using the money from the tariffs to put toward national debt. Okay.
Right.
I don't know if you saw that this morning. And I know that there's supposed to be like the $2,000 Doge checks and,
Right.
some of this stuff. Okay. But the national debt, really? That's just the deep state, right? I
Right.
mean, are we,
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought that we were under the impression that this stuff was going to be going away. Now, I just want to point this out, and this is why we talk about this stuff, especially on Mondays with Mark. First of all, today there will be doctor's visits with children, well checks that will be forced to take shots. Why are the shots still legalized? Why is it when you go to the grocery store and to the drugstores, you're still hearing and seeing all the verbiage and the posters out front saying free shots, free flu shots, free? And what's the other thing that they get when they're in their 50s? Shingles. Well, shingles shots. I mean, I don't know
It's insane.
what it's going to. Why is this under his direction? And for almost a year, he's been in office now. We're talking about 10 months.
Right.
Why is this so rampant still?
Well, that and the fact that guy passed out was about, they were talking about Ozempic.
Yes.
Is one of the most controversial drugs out there right now, weight loss drugs right now. And even RFK Jr. came out in, was it June or July of this year, and was talking about there's a $3 trillion scam on Ozempic. And he asked him in that interview, I don't think there's anything bad about it. I haven't heard anything bad about it. Have you heard anything bad about it, Bobby? And it's like, and I know what people are going to say, well, he's highlighting Eli Lilly or he's highlighting Ozempic so that the people will learn about it. Here's a novel idea. Take it off the market.
That's right. That's right.
Why are we jacking around with these psyops again if that's the case? This is the part that infuriates me. If it's costing lives, pull it off the market. But see, they can't do that because it's going to bring too much down on the vaccine industry because they know he's in trouble. I'm telling you now, this is what's going on, I believe, with some of this stuff with the vaccines because they know at some point he's going to be in trouble.
Well, now you're dealing with people losing lives.
That's right.
Needlessly.
And see, so here's the other thing. He talked about Walmart, how Walmart is $25 or 25% less for Thanksgiving dinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Where? I just came from the grocery store, not telling people to eat potato chips. I just saw a bag of chips for $7.30. It was $7.39. Half
of it would be air. Have you ever noticed that? It's air.
So, my point is, why are we even listening to Walmart, to be honest with you? So they run a sale on turkeys, and now they're down 25%. Give me a break, man. Everything else that goes with that turkey is not going to be cheap enough. I mean, again, I don't know where he's getting this information from. And when people hear this is when they get infuriated and frustrated with this mess. Because they're not tangibly seeing it.
The only thing, Mark, that I have been able to confirm that have gone the price-wise at the grocery store that has gone down is I was told that since Trump has been in office that the price of eggs went down. Well,
Well, he
that's
called for the price of eggs to come down.
yeah.
Maybe we
And
should
there
call
was
for all food to come down.
yeah, but he's claiming it has gone down. I'm not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it anywhere. Matter of fact, I'm seeing it going up.
Okay, so I don't understand it. So so that was one thing I wanted to bring up about the national debt, the money going toward the national debt. I'm not real happy about that. I'm just saying, I'm not. I think that that's a bunch of nothing for us, for the American people. And so because the national debt is a no-win situation anyways, it's all fraud. We all know that. So why would the money for the tariffs go toward the national debt? See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Why
I
isn't it
don't know.
going to us, we the people? That doesn't make sense.
Yep.
So, and $2,000, I don't know how that's going to go. Is it per household or whatever? But
Per
I mean,
person.
that feels like peanuts. And so that's a whole nother thing. Listen to this newscaster who shared about results. Let's take
Love
a
it.
listen. Mhm.
Guys, we had all this energy and Trump won by like this huge biblical landslide. House, Senate, executive branch. And here we are, years later, not passing things, not even able to pass a budget. And we're trying to get by with Biden's budget. Forget our own cuts. For the first 100 days, we had Elon literally taking a chainsaw to budget. It was great. Hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud identified. We're sending bureaucrats home, or at least I thought I was. RFK coming out, cutting red dye number, whatever. Seed oils are bad, make steak great again, all this good stuff. Okay, we had these influencers at the White House. They were given binders for the Epstein thing. It said phase 1, implying that there would be a phase 2. Congress finds all this evidence on Biden's money transfers and like 900 family LLCs. Evidence that the auto pen was being used without the president's authorization. America First. We're like breaking recruiting records for the military, turning off foreign aid spigots, and then it all kind of stopped. All the investigations, they didn't do anything. They didn't go anywhere. The rescissions package only sent back to Congress $9 billion out of what, like the $7 trillion we spend every year? That's like me saving a dime on my annual groceries. Thanks. Elon showed us that most of the foreign aid wasn't even going to the intended recipient. It was getting siphoned off in the middle of it. The billions of dollars that the EPA tried to claw back, that Biden's people doled out on the way out the door, sometimes illegally, not one person went to jail for that. They sprinkled like an indictment in for Comey to keep us happy, but they didn't perp walk him. No mugshot like they did to Trump. Why not? That's what I voted for. Like, I'm screaming this from the Hill because, folks, I am like as MAGA base as it is. I'm the normalest of normal Trump guys you will get, okay? I'm like right in, like I'm the market. And this is what I care about. Stop with the DOJ press conferences about some human trafficking ring that you should be doing that anyway and not telling anyone about it. That's the baseline. I want the January 6th committee in jail for, at a minimum, deleting all the overwhelming evidence they had against Trump. Those pardons, totally bogus. Test it. Charge them. No, we're not getting that. The majority of Americans want prosecutions in the Biden auto pen scandal. 52% support this. 52% of America doesn't agree on anything, but they want this. Only 32% disagree. 17% just aren't sure because I don't know what they do. I'd call that a mandate. So, like, what is taking so long?
He loves the Constitution.
Okay.
Got to agree with everything he said right there, because this is what I've been screaming for months right there. And finally, somebody from at least the alternative mainstream is coming on board here with all of this, because the fact of the matter is people are angry. I don't want just arrests. We haven't even had one arrest, not even one. So I don't want arrests. I want prosecutions. If you're charged with treason, then you should be executed. You should go, if you're charged with a crime, it's not like some of these guys have been doing it. Then if it's not treason, you should go to prison for the rest of your life for some of this stuff. Have we seen any of that? No. Zero. Zilch.
Last week I was talking about a lot of what's been going on is treason, and that we need to call things what they are. But you don't see anybody calling anybody treasonous, or what their stuff that they've been doing is treason. And so what's going on is they're not even they're washing it and diluting what's really been going on at the very least, if they even address anything.
Right.
You know,
right. They water it down. It's just like the Epstein stuff. Oh, now all of a sudden Epstein was a bunch of BS, they said. So now like,
including Trump said that. It doesn't make any sense.
It was Trump that said it.
Okay. Very frustrating. Okay. So talking about Trump, though, I do want to bring this up. So this Trump truth, where he says that Doge has halted a yearly payment of $2.5 million to Obama for royalties linked to Obamacare. These monies have been paid to Obama since 2010, which now puts him at a total of $40 million in taxpayer dollars, by the way. So I don't understand this either, because when you're the president and you work toward that, why would you be getting royalties? How does that make sense?
You tell me. That's almost like insider trading, kind of, sort of, like Pelosi's been doing.
I mean, you were hired to do a job. You were voted in by the American people. You did a bad job, no matter what. He did it. You can call it good or bad, but why would you be getting royalties? This makes no sense.
My question is, we know this guy's committed treason on multiple different levels. Is he ever going to be arrested? Is he ever going to be prosecuted? They arrested Trump. They charged Trump. Why haven't we done it with this yet?
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on the illegal thing yet.
All right. The next one, let's talk about Valentina Gomez. So she's saying, if something happens to me, it was the Muslims. So they're hating on her. Let's take a look, producer Ron. So, Mark, can you read this?
Yep. It says, if something happens to me, it's the Muslims. I'm requesting FBI Director Cash to personally oversee this investigation and provide me with FBI security detail. FBI Dan Bongino, Charlie Kirk, and I had the same opinions regarding Islam. Now they want me dead. Trump was shot. Charlie Kirk was murdered. Conservatives are next. So she is wanting security because they are coming after her. I guess she's had some death threats that are coming from the Muslims. Now, we've been warning about this and warning about this and warning about this, how the Muslim takeover in America is in fact happening. We've been warning for months about this. This, I believe, goes back to the illegal immigration issue, which has not been dealt with, which we covered on last week's show with J.J. Carroll, showing that we have not gotten 2 million out of here. We've only gotten 1.5 excommunicated themselves. And so we've only gotten between 150,000 to 500,000 out of here in almost a 1 year period, which is absolutely horrendous. And so do the math. At what point does Trump declare the Insurrection Act and get these guys out of here? Because, again, the Muslim takeover is no joke. It is exploding in America right now. Islam is exploding. We're going to play some of this stuff.
If you go back and look at what you read, she almost makes it sound like, though, that there's a Muslim connection to Trump being shot.
Well,
so I don't really know.
I don't know, but what concerns me with Trump right now, because of the fact I don't trust the president on certain levels, this is one of them, where is he going to get the Muslims out of here who are illegal, or is that going to affect his Middle East peace process? Is this going to affect his Nobel Peace Prize? That's what worries me when it comes to this. Because if they are illegal, they need to be out of here, gone. You have entire cities that we have shown on here that have been taken over by the Muslims. City councils, police departments, you name it, mayors. Well, we see one now in New York City. So, again, if these guys are illegal, they need to be gone.
Well, that is one thing, though, that President Trump has always, unless I'm missing something here, Mark, I have only seen that he has consistently spoken about getting the illegal aliens out of the country. Does that not include a lot of the Islamic Muslim, population?
Something's going to have to be done, because you and I both know Islam is exploding in America.
Yes.
So, again, are they illegal? If that's the case, we need to be going in and getting them out of here.
All right. So let's take a look at this next video. This gentleman, when you hear him, he says Islam will enter every house. Let's take a listen.
So know this, that Islam will enter every house. Every house. Don't worry about the Islamophobes. They can yap all they want. Their children will be Muslim. All those people of Taif, go to Taif today. Show me a kafir there. All Muslims. Read Tariq al-Thaqafi. Al-Thaqafi, this Qabila is from Taif. Great mujahideen, great ulama, they came from the children of those they used to throw those stones. So Islam will enter every house. What's the question? Are me and you going to be a part of it? Are we going to take that become that sabab, that means, so that Allah puts all of that in your hisab? So you can be a part of this great victory that's coming, and wallahi it's coming. It's coming in every house in every country. Today here in Australia, subhanAllah, I'm sitting here in a masjid that we have people all the way out past the second place. Look at this. Who could have imagined these many Muslims in Australia? And it's not going to stop. You can stop immigration, you can stop whatever, you can do Muslim bans. Wallahi, it's not stopping. Because the Prophet ﷺ said it will enter every house. Today, from some of the staunchest enemies of Islam, preachers and pastors, you see Muslims. We know them, we deal with them. Some of them that are still in the church, that still hide their Islam, I know them. But they are Muslims. So inshallah, it will reach every place, but each one of us, our sisters, you need to be involved in the da'wah. Don't waste your social media. Utilize it for da'wah. Our brothers, especially our young brothers, stop posting videos of you, flossing and doing stupid dances and jumping off, stupidity things, No, we stand for that tawheed. Nobody cares what game you were playing that day or what burger you had that day. No, utilize your social media for da'wah. Take those clips, take those reels, make videos, promote them, put them on your TikTok, put them on your Instagram, put them on your WhatsApp statuses, so that you can be a means of hidayah. Even if you're not out there getting stabbed like me, but you will be a means of people becoming Muslim.
All right, did you hear what he said? He said it was going to be every household, number one. Number two, he said that it is infiltrated. It's in the pulpits.
Yeah.
The pastors are actually Muslim and the congregants. So this is not good. This is what we have been warning about here for months and months right here. And the only way you're going to stop this is if these guys are illegal, is by getting them out of here. Why are they not doing something to stop this, Michelle? Because again, I am telling you now, this is going to come to a head because either, look, we are on such a hotbed. We're on a powder keg right now. And I'm not trying to be doom and gloom here. I'm telling people to be careful right now until this is dealt with. It's almost like Trump's not wanting to do his job by getting them out of here. Literally. And somebody could say it was derelict in their duties by not getting them out of here. And I know that's pretty tough language, but somebody needs to hear it. Because the fact of the matter is America is not safe. It's going to take a very, very heavy hand to get rid of these people. They're issuing a shoot-on-sight order for ICE. We've already heard from J.J. Carroll that ICE cannot handle it. Border Patrol cannot handle it. It's going to take the military to handle this. Why, in God's name, are we still sitting here with nothing being done? And we're entering into the holidays right now. So you're going to see an uptick in violence. These guys are not going to go quietly. So, again, at what point do the Patriots get tired of this and say, you know what, Mr. President, you've had your chance, now it's our turn. And they're going to clean house. And that's what we don't want to see. That's what we do not want to see. Because, again, if this thing kicks off in a civil war, it could turn into a holy war. It could turn into an economic war, food war, whatever the case may be. We have so many different things right now coming to a head that could kick this thing off. And that's what worries me the most, because it's almost like the White House is completely, totally deaf and blind to what's going on the street.
All right, we've got a video I want to share with you. I know you haven't seen it yet, Mark, but it's a woman who lived for 3 years in West London. She says, let me tell you what's going on, what you just elected in New York. Let's look.
I don't live in New York City, thank God, but I did just spend the last 3 years of my life living in London, Londonstan, under Sadiq Khan, the Muslim mayor. He is very similar to Zoran Mamdani, and he implemented a lot of the changes that Zoran would like to implement in New York, and London turned into Londonstan. Sadiq Khan closed down 38 police stations across London and is this year alone cutting another 1,700 police officers in London, despite crime being at an all-time high. I will tell you from personal experience, if you have not been paying attention to the news, take it from me, I felt very unsafe living in London. You cannot walk outside without a phone strap on your wrist, your phone connected to you, or someone will grab it out of your hand on an e-bike and run with it. Those crimes don't go reported. You cannot put your purse on the back of a chair. It will get taken. You can't really do much alone at night. You'll be followed. And I lived in Zone 1, West London, so quite literally as nice as it gets. And I would hear women yelling and screaming about things that were happening outside of my flat at night. Actually, it was even during the day, too. Knife crime has hit record highs in London under Sadiq Khan. Phone theft has hit record highs. Burglary, record highs. Thousands of pubs have closed down. It's not a viable place to do business anymore. He ruined London. It's going to happen to New York. Embracing a culture that sees women as property, it's not a good thing overall. Embracing a culture that sees the infidels as fair game, their possessions, fair game because their God says so, it belongs to them, not a good idea. And you would think this would be really basic, but people just don't, they lack a second layer of thought. There's no critical thinking. There's no asking yourself the reality of how are these things going to get done? Who's going to pay for them? As the group of people that we are wanting to bring more of into the city, do they commit crimes at higher rates? Looking at the statistics and objective truths, it's not racist. It's very sad. Having seen London fallen the way that it did in the 3 years that I was there, sad it's going to happen to New York.
Sad it's going to happen to every city over here. We're going to do something about it.
New York's not the first one. We know that we've been reporting all year that, Michigan, we've got places in Texas. We've got all kinds of areas where throughout the country, and now we know it's trying to make its way into North Carolina. It's very interesting to listen to her. Now, one of the things she said is we lack a second layer of thinking. I want you to see this video, y'all. This sums up the level. I don't know if this is really a great video to encourage you to homeschool your kids. I don't know if this is DEI. I don't really know what in the world is going on, or if this is because we slowed the spread and we had kids at home for a year and there's just all this lack and dumbing down of our kids even that's been systematically going on. But take a look at what happened where a cashier thinks that she's been overpaid.
Hey, I went to the store and my total was $42.07. And y'all know I've been locked up with COVID, okay? I just got free. I just got released. I just got out. I'm back in these streets. Go in here to the store and it's $42.07. I give her $100 bill. And I said, hold on, I got some change. Then I give her 7 cents, right? So then I could get back $58. I handed her the 100. And then I handed her the 7 cents. And she says, oh, no, you overpaid me. And I said, huh? And she said, you overpaid me. I said, well, all I got's 100. She said, no, the 100 is enough. I don't need your 7 cents. And I said, I'm giving you the 7 cents so I can get an equal dollar back. So I can get $58 back. She said, no, you'll get $57.93. I said, I know, that's why I'm giving you the 7 cents, so I can get $58 back. That way I don't have to keep all that change on me, and you don't have to count back all that change. It's a win-win for both of us. She said, we don't do that here. I said, don't do what here? We don't overpay here. I said, I'm not overpaying. I'm just giving you the 7 cents so you can give me an equal dollar back. We don't do that here. She was like, that just sounds like it's like a money scam. And I just said, okay. And it took me a minute because I'm like, am I the problem? I have been sick for over a week. Maybe it's me, So while she's sitting out counting my $57.93 back, it took her a minute. Okay, it did. It took her a minute 3 or 4 times. I was sitting here thinking, and I'm going over everything in my head. I was like, no, I can give her this 7 cents with the 93 and get the dollar back. So when she gave me the 93 cents, I gave her the 93 cents plus the 7 cents. I said, can you give me $1 for this? She said no. She said I could take it to the bank and they could do it. This is our future. So I just said, that's weird. Okay. Have a good day. And then she got a little attitude with me. Take my 93 cents and I take your 7 cents. It's not going to match up at the end of the day. And I said, excuse me? She was like, my 93 cents and your 7 cents is not going to match up at the end of the day if I give you $1. I said, it equals $1. She said, no. When they total our registers out, they know how many pennies, nickels, and dimes we have. They will be looking for that 93 cents. And I will have an extra $1 instead. So I was like, you know what? You have a good day. We're good. We're good. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. So I'm thinking on my way out the car, I was like, this chick she can't really think this, right? Because if someone gives you 93 cents, how is that cash register going to know that 93 cents was 9 dimes and 3 pennies? Or how is it going to know it was 3 quarters, a dime, a nickel, and the math is going to math. I can't do it no more. I'm going back home, going to bed. I shouldn't have been released into society.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. So I want to read a couple of viewer comments here. One of them, a viewer says, I saw an interview where Mandami was at the table sitting with a lot of rabbis. I saw this also. It was in New York City. And they said that his grandmother and his mother are Jewish. Now, I did not hear that part. I did not know that. Very interesting.
I don't know.
Very
I don't know.
interesting. So I thought that was interesting. This
But look,
is
I just the illegal thing is top priority to me. To me, it
Yeah.
is, because again, it's going to cause civil unrest. It's going to cause civil stuff. Now, I know people are out here saying, "Oh, the military's in full control." I'm tired of hearing it. Look, they may be in control of some things. That doesn't mean I got to agree with it, because that's what kept me alive on the street, working the ghettos all those years. Is that God gave me the discernment to know what was coming. I could tell when someone was about to throw a punch. I could tell when, if someone was about to have a riot, whatever the case may be. I'm telling people right
Yeah.
now, the streets are fixing to light up if we're not careful, which is what I want to avoid. I would like to see it avoided, because it can be avoided at all costs. They just simply have to pull the trigger and act. Simple as that. Look, me and my wife went to Hobby Lobby today. And so Christmas stuff's out. So we went to Hobby Lobby, and I'll be darned, Michelle, I bet probably 60 to 70% were non-white individuals who didn't speak English here in Florida. That's how bad it is here in Florida. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you. They were from other countries. And so I'm thinking to myself, where's ICE, man? Where's Border Patrol? I have not seen a hint of any of this stuff taking place in Florida. I haven't seen a hint of any ICE, any Border Patrol, or anything taking place here in Florida. That's just me. I'm in Central Florida. I'm not saying it's not taking place somewhere, but I'm just saying, has anyone seen this stuff actually taking place where you live right now? Because it's not happening where I live.
Put it in the chat if you have. Okay, so that's very interesting. I want to share something with you before we move on to the next thing. So on YouTube, we have a viewer who says, I've deleted Truth Social. Now, why would she delete Truth Social, Mark?
I can think of a bunch of reasons why.
She says, because after telling Donald Trump that I voted 3 times for him, I asked him why things aren't changing with cost of everything. The site stops me from commenting to his post.
Oh, there you go.
So she deleted it.
So my question is to the viewer, who controls Truth Social? Devin Nunes?
Yes.
I've heard Kash Patel has influence. Flynn has influence. Just saying, guys.
Yeah.
People that are running it and have control and influence on that platform are not who you think they are.
Yes, something's up.
This is why I've been stuck at 28,900 or 800 or 900, whatever it is, for the last year. I get hardly any engagement on there. It's the same thing that went on with Parler, with Dan Bongino, with Twitter, all of these different platforms that have been censoring us. It's the same thing, but yet it's Trump's platform. He promised it was not going to happen. How many promises have been made and how many promises have not been kept by the president, unfortunately, because of who he has chosen?
Well, one thing I know is we've got to be praying for a breakthrough here,
Yeah,
because
quick.
the American people need breakthroughs.
Yeah.
They need breakthroughs in the cost of their gas, breakthroughs in the cost of everyday necessities.
Rebuilding their places after certain incidents. I mean, it could go on and on.
Yeah. We need some breakthrough, and we need some favor.
Yeah.
We need breakthrough in getting rid of these illegal aliens, with the Muslims, with all this stuff that's going on. We've got to have some breakthrough somewhere. What I'm concerned about is it's been 10 months. I haven't seen breakthrough in North Carolina. They're hurting. This is not. I mean, it's something's not adding up. That's all I know.
Well, the Middle East got plenty of breakthrough. Middle East is getting breakthrough. We're not, though.
All right. I want to point something out here. So there is a story that has broken that the Supreme Court has rejected the call to overturn same-sex marriage. This is being reported by Insider Paper.
Yep.
So
this is not good. This is not good at all. Because, again, this needs to be overturned. Again, why is the Supreme Court rejecting to overturn this, to even look at the case at this point? Because, again, this is where the Sodom and Gomorrah stuff happens. Now, again, guys, I go back to this. If Trump had not ushered that stuff into the Oval Office, would this have taken place? Don't know. But it's a good question to ask. Because these powers and principalities that have been ushered into the Oval Office have influence over the Supreme Court, over Washington, D.C. This is the problem when you usher this stuff in and you empower these entities, because it influences those who are in power and high positions, such as the Supreme Court. So had he had not done that, there's no guarantees, because I'm not saying that's the case. Well, I'm using this as an example. You cannot, like Melania. Melania came out and literally endorsed homosexuality.
Yeah.
Homosexuality 30 days before the election, which was a manipulation tactic. I've called that out before. You cannot do that and then expect the Supreme Court, spiritually, in the spirit, to come out and say, oh, we're going to overturn this legalizing same-sex marriage. You can't do it. You can't go into the Oval Office and light a candle to the Hindus and expect them to follow a Christ-like trail, if you will, or the Christ road. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work.
And that's really reminds me of where Melissa talks about the mixture and you talk about the mixture.
Mm-hmm.
It's mixture.
It's mixture.
At best. At best.
Yep.
So one day he says, you know, Jesus Christ, and then the next day he's in there lighting the candle. You can't do that.
Can't do it.
All right. By the way, one thing we've been talking about all year, off and on, is about our fur babies and what they're doing at the veterinarian's office or offices. So the USDA recently and quietly has approved self-amplifying mRNA for pets.
So again, this is Trump's administration under the USDA. I'm tired of hearing how these holdovers are doing all this stuff. Why have they not cleaned this mess out? We're almost a year into the first term, and we still have not cleaned these agencies out. Why didn't they go in here with guns blazing and clean out every single person that is not loyal to Trump and MAGA, basically, to America First, that he be gotten rid of? So again, his USDA has gone in here and now approved it because, again, they don't want to think that the president's in the wrong over the vaccines because it would point fingers at the president. Because, again, with the test bed, Michelle, we all know, was our animals for the last 40 or 50 years for the COVID shot. Because you can't, their purpose was to make people where you couldn't get services, you couldn't do this, that, and the other unless you had proof of the shot. What happens with your animal? Unless you got proof of rabies or recent vaccinations, you can't get boarding, you can't get surgery, you can't get treatment, you can't get anything for your animal.
And by the way, chipping started with the animals.
That's right. So your animals were the test bed. So
that's a great point.
And Trump's USDA, his administration, approved this. So now if you get an mRNA shot with your dog and he licks you in the mouth accidentally or on the face, and you get that in your mouth, look out.
Okay. I spoke with Steve Jarvis last week. He called me, I think it was Thursday morning. We spoke for over an hour. It was a very interesting conversation. One of the things I wanted to share with you and the viewers is that he was sharing about how people in the White House are getting, that have never farmed, are getting an ear when it comes to Brooke Rollins and President Trump or whomever, and or people, the ear of those that talk to Trump. But yet people that have actually farmed for generations aren't. It's people that have never farmed. Maybe have a marketing company for farmers and things like that, but they themselves have never farmed. It's insane.
Again, the gatekeepers. Yes.
Okay. So I guess this guy looks like he's some kind of a, I don't know, preacher, pastor, whatever you want to call him. But he asks a insane question to his congregation. Take a look.
How queer was Jesus? He was an observant Jew, but he was 30 years old, no wife, no job, hung out with 12 other dudes. That's pretty queer. Queering the Bible takes Jesus and other outsiders and religiously stigmatized folks in the past and juxtaposes them with contemporary queer folks and Christians, realizing that despite our past cultural differences, sexual and gender differences, that we share similar histories of out-of-placeness or vilified sexualities and gender diversities. Jesus' kingdom practice is queer in the sense it questions identities and blurs distinctions. Luke presents Jesus as leaving the patriarchal household and challenging both cultural hierarchies in his egalitarian meals, transgressing gender roles, and radical inclusion of outsiders.
And people wonder why the church is under judgment, the system. If you're a 501c3, again, I'll say it again, you are linked to this guy, because I can almost guarantee you they're a 501c3. You are yoked. Bible says don't be unequally yoked with unbelievers. You are yoked with this guy, whether you like it or not. It does not matter. You scream from the pulpit, Jesus is the head of my ministry. No, he's not. It's Baal Babylonian system. This is what's under judgment right here, guys.
All right. Patricia says in California, it was at first, I think she's talking about ICE, that there was a presence at first, but not anymore. Right. Wilma says in Naples, Florida, and she's in Naples, Florida. She says, I don't even go to Sam's anymore because I don't feel safe.
Yep.
Another viewer, Annie, 56, says, I live in Tampa. I really don't care about that. I like different cultures. I don't know what she's talking about, so I must have missed something there. Carol says, no ICE presence at all. In fact, I've wondered the same when I deal with businesses where very few people there speak English. Yep. Great point. I've wondered that myself, Carol.
Come to Florida because about 70% of the people here don't speak English.
Yeah, it's something's off. So I don't know what's going on there.
I don't even know what DeSantis is doing, quite honestly.
Well, I got a theory about DeSantis I was thinking about this morning, if y'all want to hear it real quick. So I've been thinking about how he's been talking about how, Floridians shouldn't have to pay property taxes, and didn't he pass something in Florida about no chemtrails, by the way?
Yeah, I think the House Senate and the House did here. But, the funny thing was they decreased by about 80% when the government was shut down here in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And see, they had the vote last night. This morning, me and my wife get up, and it's a checkerboard all day long here in Florida. Literally, they're back. Full-scale chemtrails.
Here's what I want the viewers to start paying attention to, okay? Because I'm smelling skunk. So I've always smelled skunk with DeSantis. I did my own background, early on. We're fixing Friday is our third birthday for the Michelle Moore show. And I know a ton about DeSantis from early on when I looked into the whole thing about his donors and this gentleman who was found shot in the head at the post office, who was a major donor for DeSantis. DeSantis and his wife lived in a luxury townhome that this man owned. And there's just a whole bunch of stuff there. But you look at where he went to school and all this stuff. Okay, so, and I have a whistleblower that I spoke with that isn't able to go public, who told me all kinds of stuff. And if any of half of what she says is true, holy moly, about DeSantis and his wife. So here's the thing. So DeSantis keeps doing all this stuff, like the stuff getting passed, and he's getting all this press about the chemtrails going away and everything. But it's like Tennessee, he's doing the old Tennessee thing. Yep. Where, Tennessee had no teeth to what was passed and all that kind of stuff. So now he's talking about the property taxes, which are Floridians still paying property taxes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So remember what I've been saying, y'all, about the parallel lines. I keep having a vision of parallel lines. So you got patriots and you got the Satanists, deep state, whatever, Kabbalah, whatever you want to, Islam, all of those people. but you still got patriots, God-fearing, loving Christians who love God, love country, love our family, just want to be left alone, don't want to be taxed to death, just want to be left alone, have some clean food, okay. So, and love our fur babies, right? Okay. And what I've been saying is we need to pay attention, because I think there are false things that happen and narratives to make us or lead us to believe, us, the God-fearing, family-loving, America-loving, fur baby-loving patriots, to lead us to think, oh, we're getting somewhere. And guess what? It always ends up where we've gotten nowhere. But yet while that's happening, hey, we've got an Islamist, supposed Islamist, Donnie, who has now all of a sudden been elected in New York, right? So all these things keep going forward and keep going forward. Guess where we are? We're way back here still. They keep their agendas keep going forward. Right. Okay, so I'm just saying, I smell skunk when it comes to Florida and what's going on with DeSantis. And here's what I think is happening already. Okay. Trump's been in office for 10 months. Now, all this came to me this morning. I was standing in the bathroom getting ready, and it was a download. So here's what it all makes sense, and I believe it. So we're going to start paying attention. You ready? So here's what I think is happening. There's already, there's a vacuum that's coming, because, many people are arguing that Trump can't have another term. So whether he serves or not, at some point, Trump's not going to be president. There's going to be a vacuum. Who's going to be left standing in charge? Okay. Right. I believe there is already some vying for popularity, let's call it. And who could be that person? Could it be Tucker Carlson? Could it be DeSantis? Could it be a whole list of other people? Okay. But I think there are some optics, we'll call them, and a lot of, look at here, look at this, oh, chemtrails going away, which didn't go away, but a lot of, like, wait a minute, I thought DeSantis was doing such great work. I mean, didn't he work against maybe if he became president, he could actually do something and make the chemtrails. You see where this goes? So I'm telling y'all, I smell skunk, and then I smell more skunk, and then, oh, wait, I smell more skunk. I'm just telling you, I think there's a whole lot of optics that are being played right now. And guess what? We're still way back here, and they're still way up here. Okay. The gay stuff in the church. And now we find out Islamist stuff and Muslim in the church. And who knows what's going on with the Jewish stuff. And, more stuff I heard this morning about Charlie Kirk, and he had supposedly, right before being assassinated, asked for there to be an internal Doge type audit on Turning Point USA to find out where all the fundraising was coming from. Where's the money coming from? Don't know if it's true or not. I've said before that I don't think this side of heaven, where we're going to really know whatever happened to Charlie Kirk, who knows? But I'm just telling you, I smell skunk, and I smell some more skunk. And then, oh, wait, I smell more skunk when it comes to DeSantis and all of the different narratives that are going on. And I think people are already starting to vie for support and power, ultimately power. When Trump comes out, who's going to be, who's going to be left standing to take the place of the power from the people? Who are the people going to trust when we're going to find out that, none of them probably really trustworthy? Right. Okay. So that's just what came to me this morning. I think is absolutely already going on. Yep. And so I just want to see some results. I want to see.
Look, I think all anybody cares about at the end of the day is we just want the truth. Give us the truth and results. Well, to me, the results are the truth, because if you don't have the truth, you're not going to have results. And the problem is we keep getting with these psyops. We keep doing this. We're being told Epstein's BS, or, where's the audit for Fort Knox gold? None of this stuff has happened like he said was coming. So again, where is all of this stuff? What has happened here? Because people are starting to question what has happened to the president.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Trump that we voted in 2016. Yeah. I'm not recognizing him. No. I'm not seeing him. So something's going on. Yep. Okay. So interesting story. I've been hearing some different angles on something similar to this for the last few weeks when it comes to true. I don't know that I would call them truthers, but journalists. I don't know that it's specific to just supposed truther, patriotic journalists. I think it's across the board. But Israel has dumped millions into United States influence targeting evangelicals in the churches, and Chat GPT. Of course, we found out back 6 years ago or more, we knew that when Trump was running for president before, that there were all different kinds of things that were happening online that we learned. Like when you Google something, they could manipulate the results of what you were Googling. And so, we know they changed the definition
Right.
of the V word. I mean, there's no telling what all else they've done. But so we know there's been funny business going on with the internet, right? And Google's not the only one. Give me a break. And so people go, oh, we'll use this other server. Yeah, I think they're all, I mean, come on, anything big. You think they're going to let that just be good? No. So with this, so Israel is dumping millions into the United States influence targeting evangelicals in churches and Chat GPT, Mark.
Yep. So it says right here, Israel dumps hundreds of millions into U.S. influence efforts targeting evangelicals in churches, with the largest U.S. geofencing operation in history, and influencing Google search and AI responses from Chat GPT and Claude. Give me a break. Again, why is this being allowed to go on? See, this is where people start questioning, why are they allowing this mess to go on?
Well, all I'm reminded of with all these stories, it seems like every story, every show that we do is that we need Jesus more now than ever. I said, producer Ron and I were praying earlier today. And one of the things I said is, God, may we always remember that even on our best days, that we need you just as much as we need you, on our bad days as well. But it's like we need him. And only he can fix all this, and we're showing you this so that you don't fall for it. It's that you're educated, you're aware, you can make informed decisions. But it's just every angle. At times,
Right.
It's like, what words do you have? And so I just want to remind everybody, it's only Jesus can fix the situation.
Yeah, these are all prayer points we're giving you. These are all warring points that you can war with, you can pray with. All of these things we're showing you guys. It's not doom and gloom. These are prayer points that God's saying you need to go after these things spiritually.
All right. The next one is James McDonald. So he was, I guess, a pastor from Harvest. I guess it was Harvest Church. Yeah. So he took millions of dollars from Harvest and now demands a broadcast ministry.
Yeah. So
this is what the Roy's report is reporting.
Yeah, all of these mega pastors are ridiculous. I mean, look at the guy who just got busted, who was part of the Trump Spiritual Advisory Board. I've been warning that was coming. That happened about 6 months ago. And so, all of these guys are probably at some point in time were part of Trump's Spiritual Advisory Board. This does not make the president look good, when stuff like this happens, because he's supporting these people like Paula White. You're supporting these mega pastors like this who are nothing about except for just the money. It's all they care about. It's the money and power, money and influence.
Okay, so we took a clip. There was a clip from a show that we had a week or so ago, and it was interesting because there was a gentleman on Facebook who says that he was a bodyguard and shared his testimony. Producer Ron, will you please post this? I want to read it or share it. So there's a bodyguard testimony. It's an image, and his name is Bo Charles, and says, I was a bodyguard to a so-called minister who made $600,000 every 4 months. A parishioner needed help, and she asked with tears. They said, oh, we will pray for deliverance. She needed food for her and her children, and a job as a place to stay temporarily, and was poor. She lost her job. She was paid into their system. I don't know what that means. She was paid into their system. She says, he says, they turned her away without physical help. It was going to be very cold that evening. I paid for a room for her with my own money for a week, as well as food. They shrugged their conscience off and said, well, time for lunch, and left. The bodyguard, Bo Charles, says, I quit. This is the kind of stuff that we hear all the time when it comes to these churches. If you are going to anywhere, whether they're a 501c3 or not, and you don't see, this is keyword, tangible things that they're doing. Are they feeding the hungry? Are they feeding the poor? Are they what are they doing? Are they helping the veteran? Are they helping the widow? Are they helping children in some way? I mean, tangible ways that are, and look, even a 501c3 can do some of this stuff. Doesn't mean that you're supposed to be part of that Babylonian system. And so, but I'm saying that the ones that are non-501c3s that you might be going to, if you can find one, I get emails from you all the time that say, I'm trying to find one and I can't find one in my area. So I get it. Or I got one yesterday. I'm trying to find a medium-sized church around 100 people, 125, maybe 150. Can't find one. They're all big mega churches.
You know,
so we get
this is why people don't trust the church. This is why people don't even trust the president or his administration, because of that word you just used.
Tangible.
Because it's nothing tangible right now. I understand there's going to be time for the tariffs to kick in, like we talked about, but there's everything else. There's nothing tangible right now. Food, groceries, Epstein, the deep state. None of this stuff is tangible right now. None of it. And that's why people don't trust anyone right now.
Well, yeah. And quite frankly, that's why I brought up about the truth that Trump did this morning, because I'm concerned when he says, hey, the tariff money is going to go toward debt. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I mean, this is more.
I'm not even holding my hand up for the $2,000, to be honest with you, because I don't know when or if you're even going to see it.
Well, and what I'm saying is it's just more of the same old thing. So you're going to be paying your taxes. You're going to be paying property taxes. You're still going to have chemtrails. You see what I'm saying? And your kids, by the way, and your grandbabies are still going to be going to those well checks and getting all those shots, by the way, because you have to do that in order for them to go to school, or they're going to call the police on you or a DHS. You see what I'm saying? So this is just that tweet to me, or truth post to me, Mark, is just more of the same crap that we're supposed to be getting. Oh, but the military's in control. Right. It's been 10 months.
Yeah. It's been 10 years.
Great point. So something isn't adding up. That's all I'm saying. All right. So many children, many of you have probably heard this from your children or your grandkids or younger people that are around you. I've seen some stuff about it. Take a listen. Have you heard about this new demonic trend that's using this whole 6-7 thing? I don't really get it, but I know it's a thing, a big thing with young children or younger children, high schoolers, college kids. Take a listen to this whole 6-7 thing.
6-7 is demonic.
No, that means nothing.
6-7, a meme kids can't get enough of and teachers can't get away from.
We are not saying the word 6-7 anymore.
Some schools even banning the phrase in classrooms.
You are no longer allowed to say, what number do you think I'm going to say?
6-7.
All day, every day.
The trend took off a few months ago, but has re-intensified with school back in session. Thought to originate from a rap song by Skrilla. Experts we spoke to say the numbers really don't mean anything.
It's like slang to make parents be like, what does that mean?
6-7 is a demonic chant that you guys have your kids involved with, and if your kids are doing it, you need to stop them right now. This is Skrilla. This guy's the reason your kids are saying 6-7 from a song he made called Doot Doot. Skrilla is into demonic worship. He is a santero. He's into Palo Mayumbe. And the Doot Doot or 6-7 song is literally a chant and summoning the spirits that he operates in.
I'm a santo. I do Palo. I'm a santo. What's that mean exactly? All that sacrificing goats and all that shit not just for that's real life. You sacrifice a goat. Sacrifice goats, chickens, mice. I do shit for certain shit though, power crane, so you can show y'all some shit with my mom.
Starts off with the Legua, which is the path opener, Ogun, Ochosi, Shango, Aigayu, Ochun.
Yeah, you can put bad spirits on people too. You can put a person's name and their birthday and shit like that inside you can put them inside the Agun pot. Send in Agun metal, they can get shot, stabbed, something can happen to them.
So it would be something in metal that would... I heard it from him. He's in Santeria. He worships demons and he summons demons into people to harm people. In specific, he worships Ogun and Yemeya, which number 6 is Ogun in the song and number 7 in Santeria represents Yemeya, which is exactly what he is saying in the songs, and now your kids are chanting it. It's a reason he used the Baby Shark theme. There's a reason that your kids feel addicted and like they can't stop saying 6-7. And in the songs, it's nothing but pills, drugs, and addiction. Jesus Christ could save witches and people out of witchcraft. And I pray that Skrilla gets radically saved from witchcraft and Santeria in Jesus' name, like many people are coming out of that false religion. It is demonic, it is witchcraft, and Satan is trying to feed witchcraft to lost individuals who need an identity and are vulnerable. They're seeking control, power, knowledge, money, fame, and Satan will love to give it to you in exchange for your soul. But the Bible is clear that the blessings of God come with joy, but the blessings of Satan come with sorrow. Only thing that follows witchcraft is destruction and death. Take your kids, repent and renounce with them, and get 6-7 out of your house in Jesus' name.
Okay.
Okay, so let me say this, because first off, where this is coming from is social media. No child under the age of 18 should be even on social media. It should be a federal law, to be honest with you. Number two, no child should have a smartphone under the age of 18. Give your kid a flip phone. That's it. That'll stop all of this mess. No child should have a phone inside a school with this mess going on. You should be able to check your phone at the head of the class, put it in a box. You don't have access to it, because we've seen all kinds of stories of how fights are going on from teachers taking phones from kids. This, and I saw something today where a student actually pepper sprayed a guy who'd already been punched in the face this week once by somebody by taking a phone away. So
was this a teacher?
Yeah, this is a teacher.
Oh,
so
wow.
if you take away these phones in school, number one. Number two, under the age of 18, you don't have access to social media. Under the age of 18, you don't have access to a smartphone. No child should have any of this under the age of 18. Only an adult should have this stuff, because this is the end result right here. This is a spiritual issue, huge spiritual issue. But having access to this as a child, this is a no-no.
All right, Mark. Final thoughts for today.
Final thoughts, guys. Just pray. Everything we've given you today is not negativity. These are warring spiritual points. These are to war in the spirit with. These are to go after these things, trying to pray for the president and his family, open his eyes and ears. But again, these are all prayer points. Go after them.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for having me.
I always appreciate him being here and helping to bring, today he shared a number of prophetic messages and different warnings when we talked about the airplane and different things that he was sharing. It was really good. I appreciate him being here. I want to also share another story with you. So there's an image that producer Ron has. Abilene Christian University calling abortion murder is hate speech, so they say. This is a Christian university. So according to Campus Reform, a sign that says abortion is murder constitutes prohibited hate speech. I mean, it's just at a Christian university. So again, want to make sure that you're aware of this. As many of you know, we do all different kinds of like toners and different things that we offer for skincare and clean products with purpose with Godly Granny. We pray for our customers. We pray over our products. We pray for our employees. I told you earlier, I actually was sharing a story about producer Ron and I praying on the phone a little while or earlier today. So take a look at this. So this is where a facial mist, well, maybe sometimes is apparently more than just a facial mist. This is unbelievable. Take a look.
Mommy water. Mommy water. Mommy water. Mommy water. Mommy water. Mommy water. Okay. Yeah.
I've been loving Edam's Mommy Water Mist. This instantly locks in moisture and calms redness.
So there is this new facial mist that has been released, and it's called Mami Wata. There's a lot of people in America that are buying it, not knowing that Mami Wata is the name of a demon. Mami Wata means mother water. It's a goddess in the water, a demon in the water. Absolutely demonic. And those of you that are African, especially Nigerian and Congolese, you know what Mami Wata is. We cast this spirit out, and there's a lot of people in Africa that worship Mami Wata. They worship Mami Wata, and they believe that they'll be able to have children. It's a goddess of fertility, wealth, beauty, all this stuff, but it's a demon. It is absolutely demonic. And you see these people here invoking Mami Wata. So you're spraying the mist on your face, the face, you're spraying the mist on your face, and you're saying Mami Wata, Mami Wata. You're invoking the name of a demon. And Sephora is selling this demonic stuff. People of God, hey, and this thing is trending. Mami Wata. Jesus. This is a very dangerous and diabolical spirit. And the Bible says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Oh my goodness. Many people are buying this. They don't even know what Mami Wata means. Go do your research on what Mami Wata means.
Wow. All right. So my people perish for lack of knowledge. There you go. A lot going on there. I shared earlier in the show that Godly Granny's got a new website. We got the soft launch. It's beautiful. If you go to look it up and you're still pulling up the old one, it's probably because you need to clear your cache. Okay. So just a heads up on that, godlygranny.com. It's beautiful. We've been working on it, producer Ron and I, with an expert, and she has done an amazing job. With some of this that we were just talking about with the whole 6-7 and what it meant, no nonsense. Netta said, wow, my daughter is homeschooled, but came to me a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it's been going on for a minute now. And asked what 6-7 meant after hearing it from a neighbor girl. See, taking the cell phones out of the hands isn't really enough because, I mean, it's a great start, but other parents, just like in the video, that kid was a toddler. Wasn't a teenager, but asked what 6-7 meant after hearing it from a neighbor girl. I said, I don't know. And if you don't know, do not repeat it. Excellent advice, mama, homeschool mama. I love it. No nonsense, Netta. Absolutely love it. Wise mama right there. Okay, so I wanted to share with you, I spoke with Jenica this morning. Jenica's our lady that's been on the show many times. I've worked with her now when it comes to Hurricane Helene rescue stuff and just helping people that got through Hurricane Helene but needed help. And she's really been boots on the ground. In fact, she already had met with a couple of different people getting supplies and food dispersed out around the area. It's just been amazing, the work, and just she has really done a lot of work and has some wonderful connections. Well, she has been using Godly Granny products, and she's really been raving about them since the summer, but she shared a couple of things. So she has 2 daughters. One she's adopted. The other one was, in fact, the one that was adopted is the same age and was best friends with her daughter. And so she was sharing that both girls have an amazing testimony. And so I wanted to share this with you. So the first one had cystic acne. And she had come to me quite a few months ago, about 3-4 months ago, maybe, and had said, look, I got a daughter with cystic acne. This is what's going on. And so I told her, hey, look, you really need to be using the clarifying acne line on her. Well, guess what? She proceeded to tell me this morning that the cystic acne is completely gone. And so it was such a great day. It just really blessed me, made me really happy to hear this, because I know being a teenage girl, really any age, whether girl or boy, I know, any kind of stuff going on with your skin can just really impact you because it's how you look. The second daughter, now we've talked about this before, but I knew this would take to another level. I knew just because of the form that it's come in. So daughter number 2, okay, was using Burt's Bees, like the little sticks, like the chapstick kind of product. Same problems as chapstick. And we talked about that when Eve was here. There is nothing healing in those. It gives you an immediate relief. And then a few minutes later, you feel like your lips are dry. You put it on again. And then you start, before you know it, you're chasing that relief. And so that's how people get addicted to chapstick. It's a real thing. We've had many viewers write to us and tell us about their success stories, their testimonials of getting healed from it by using our lip scrub and our lip mask. The lip mask has been very healing for them. Okay, so we came out with the lip butters. Remember those in the little sticks? And they are infused with vitamins and all kinds of good stuff. Okay. In fact, I told Eve when she said, do you just want them, different flavors, or would you like them to heal the lips and do some different things and us infuse them with vitamins and stuff? And I said, do you know me? I was like, if it can clean the kitchen sink, I want it. Like, I want everything possible, that anything good that these can do, I want it in there. So, okay. So the lip butters have all different kinds of vitamins. You can go to the website and read up on it. We've got a number of different flavors, but Jenica then tells me about the other daughter who was at dinner after about a week to 10 days of using the lip butter. She goes, oh my goodness, Mama. And she proceeds to tell Jenica that she just realized she hadn't used her lip butter, the Godly Granny lip butter, in like more than twice that day, where she had been constantly using it, even at the dinner table. Jenica said she would use it. These are such great healings. This is such amazing news. It really blessed me to talk with Jenica and hear these testimonials, and I had to share them with you as well. We're getting some great feedback for the shampoos and the conditioners. I appreciate all the emails, but make sure that you also put them on the website. You can go to the website and go to the product that you specifically use and make sure that you scroll down and leave a testimonial, a review, so that way other people can see and hear how it's helping you with the products, like the laundry detergents. Jenica had a great laundry detergent testimonial as well that she was telling me about, that she was going to leave on the website as well. And she was saying the very things that many of you have written to me, saying, oh my goodness, the laundry detergent, my clothes are softer. Jenica said that. We keep hearing that from other people as well. The laundry detergent is a total winner. It is a winner product. It comes in many scents, but I have to tell you, you guys have been giving phenomenal feedback on it, and I just love it. Very clean laundry detergent. We love it, love it, love it. And don't forget to get the Dryer Ball Bliss Oil if you need one of those. If you're used to your laundry maybe smelling strong, whatever scent you like, whether it's lavender or sweet orange or whatever it might be, we have the Dryer Ball Bliss Oils and the dryer balls for you. So that way you can make sure that they have a stronger scent. Your laundry detergent, when it's clean, is not going to be clean laundry detergents are not going to give you a very strong smell like you're used to with Cabal, or you may be used to with Cabal laundry detergents. Most Cabal laundry detergents are very strong. So we just want to make sure that you're aware of that. But please, please, please leave a testimonial or review on the website with the products that you're using. WR Carr says, I put it on at night and my lips feel so soft in the morning. Love it. Yes. Yes. Make sure you leave that on the website so people know. When you leave a review, it helps other people know how it works and helps people to make informed decisions. That's all. We're asking you to help us help other people. That's all. So we appreciate you guys doing that. We really do. It helps us help other people. Okay. I saw this video over the weekend. You know, I love to end a lot of shows with something funny. This is a riot. This dad, he gets just a check mark plus. I love it. A plus for sure. Take a look at this. It was so cute.
Hey, undercover, Adrian Sanders. I've been telling you for a while. Sir, please. No, no, no! Pull over the car. Pull it over now. Pull over the car. I'm not going to ask you again. Yeah, we got it. He's rolling down Interstate 15. He's northbound. Pull over the car. Hey, I got the car. Pull over.
Isn't it so cute? I love it. Okay, I was looking over on YouTube. Mary says, the darker the world gets, the brighter Christ light gets. I love it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Annie over on YouTube also says, good program and instructions today. Thank you. You're welcome. And then I hear this all the time. Marla says, great show. I love all of my godly granny products. Thank you. I hear y'all saying that all the time. That just really blesses me, especially when we get emails about how they're truly, genuinely helping you with some of the biggest things. It's just amazing. Some issues, whether it's cystic acne, it's an addiction to chapstick, it's your laundry that isn't as soft as it used to be. I had somebody over the weekend say that they had an item, I think it was a top that had lost kind of its structure, and said that they had used the laundry detergent, and surprisingly, not only was the article of clothing clean and soft, but also got the structure back, and they just couldn't believe that it had done all of that. It's a winner. I told you, it's a winner. I love it. And we got many different scents for you as well. Of course, they're not hormone disruptors. We're using essential oil blends. It's a completely different thing. We hope you enjoyed today's show. We enjoyed Lieutenant Mark Taylor being here with us today. Check out the website, godlygranny.com. Tell me how it looks. It's beautiful. It's going to have some new features on there as well. In fact, you see at the top where it talks about the Granny Aganza and all that kind of stuff. We're having our first birthday a week from this Friday. Now the Michelle Moore Show birthday party is this Friday. I don't know. We probably give something out. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. I have to think about what would be something good. I've been thinking about a show early December as well, but I don't know. I'm going to have to think about what would I give away. I think we ought to give something away to celebrate our birthday. So the Michelle Moore Show is fixing to turn 3. Can y'all believe it? Wow. We've done an awful lot of stuff. So had a lot of guests. We just had some great things going on. I love it. All right, guys. We hope that you've enjoyed today's show, and we'll see you here tomorrow. And let's see, we're back to our regular schedule this week. We got a lot going on this week. And so tomorrow we have a doctor that's going to be here. It's going to be very interesting. She's doing amazing work. She ended up having to move. She ended up losing her medical, or she surrendered her medical license. We'll hear all the details tomorrow, but she is doing amazing work and she's telling it like it is. And so we're going to have her on the show. And then Wednesday, we'll do a documentary or an educational video. We've got Thursday's show already in the works. And then Friday, we've got the Michelle Moore Show birthday extravaganza episode. A week from this Friday is Granny Aganza. So Godly Granny is turning 1. Can you guys believe it? 1. It's amazing. And so we're going to be doing that as well. Y'all are getting your orders earlier. Oh, I took a picture. So, we took over distribution. Orders are going out really quickly. We love it. Take a look at the packaging. So this is so pretty. I loved it. Took a picture. This photo really doesn't even do it justice, but isn't that beautiful? So beautiful tissue paper. The Holy Spirit has really shown up and shown out when it comes to Godly Granny. I just have to tell you. I could give you just an endless list of different things, even down to the tissue paper. We're back in the summer. I just felt like I was supposed to order tissue paper and I didn't know why. And then when it came in, I ordered like 4,000 sheets more and said, wow, Ron, that's something I never thought I would do, is say that I just ordered 4,000 sheets of branded tissue paper. Didn't really know why. I just said, oh, well, we, send gifts out and whatever. So I don't know that I need 4,000 sheets, but we bought it. Well, now I know why. We needed it. I just didn't know why yet, but God did. But God. All right. We'll see you right here next time on the Michelle Moore Show.
There aren't a lot of reasons to use Godly Granny products. There's every reason, because every time you twist or flip a cap on something from Godly Granny, you're voting no to chemicals and yes to common sense, but without all the electronic voting machines. With Godly Granny, there's no toxins, no chemicals, no endocrine disruptors, no cancer-chasing filler. Godly Granny is a small batch, made-to-order, deeply naturopathic wellness brand. Founded on biblical truth, formulated with pure purpose, and handcrafted by saved folks who know that freedom doesn't come from fake lavender and phthalates. Go to godlygranny.com today. Be sure and use the discount code Michelle10 at checkout to receive 10% off your entire order.
Hi, I'm Linda Bamber Olson, the inventor of the Wave Watch, the world's first frequency therapy watch. It features over 1,100 targeted frequencies combined into 150 playlists for ease of use. These sounds are acoustical and they move through your body, through your skin and your bones. You don't necessarily have to hear it. As each frequency goes through, it can be realigning, revitalizing, reconnecting, and even rebalancing your body all the way to the cellular level. So that's why we have so many testimonies for aches, ADD and ADHD, allergies, colds and flu, dental, emotions, headaches, joints, kidney stones, nerves, organs, skin health, swelling, tremors, vagus nerve, and so many more. Use this code for $100 off when you purchase the Wave Watch. Thanks for learning about frequencies, using them, and supporting the Wave Watch.
Hi friends, it's Michelle Moore. And when it comes to protecting your retirement, I believe in taking smart, steady steps. Bank of America analysts call gold the ultimate safe haven, and when it comes to precious metals, I trust Universal Coin and Bullion, the official rare coin and bullion dealer of my show. They have been named the best in their industry both nationally and regionally by leading organizations. Consider a gold IRA, a time-tested way to diversify your portfolio with real tangible assets, which lets you move a portion of your retirement savings into physical gold, helping protect your wealth from inflation, market swings, and economic uncertainty. And Universal Coin and Bullion makes the process easy. From rollovers to delivery, they walk you through every step, even if you have one with another gold company. Protect what you've worked so hard to build from the team that I trust, Universal Coin and Bullion, at 800-321-8700, and make sure to tell them Michelle sent you.
For Michelle's social media links, go to michellemooreshow.com.